couldn't tell if you were running a little late or just being generous, letting me try to finish this project.
Actually, I was being generous to try and finish the project while I renamed a bunch of my reference photos.
Uh, well, good news. I think I did it.
Ooh.
Just placing a few torches. Where do you want to hang out at? You mean bring this over to your
Other
base? Oh,
No, there's probably
you're on Java.
yeah. There's no point in us meeting up because I'm on
Gotcha.
the Java server.
This is true. This is true. Alrighty. Well, I'll send everyone over and I'll just we still don't know what Creef named, or maybe someone does, but no one told me.
I haven't seen any list, so I'm just gonna have to like figure it all out and throw it in the box afterwards.
Yeah, I'll put what I've got in the Discord. And yeah, we'll just start making a list there.
Yeah, because there wasn't even a box named as far as I could tell when I was just at our museum wall, so I think we can just try and figure it out between now and tomorrow morning and then continue as usual after that.
Works for me. I'm gonna give this one flyby, say bye to everyone, and I'm gonna send them off to you.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Talk to you later, Del. Have a good stream.
Talk to you soon. Alrighty. So for those who have figured it out already, we are in the middle of starting ourselves having you're starting in the middle of having ourselves a weekend, and if I can actually press the right buttons today, you can get to see the schedule. There we go. So we've got Swanky Potato just finishing up. He's saying goodbye to his wonderful people and sending our wonderful people on in over here.
Hello.
All right. Hello, everybody. Oops. Throw that up for just one more second because I want to do something a little different behind the scenes. Take off the armor. Burp, 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 and sleep. Because, yeah, you know, things go bump in the night on the Java server just like they do on anywhere else. All right. This hand. That down. Okay. So yeah, we're here, and I've just got to get rid of that poster now that I put it up. There we go. We're hanging out on the Java server. My plan for today? Yeah, I know. Benson is well and truly on the road. Oops, I muted everybody too soon. All right. Organized? No. Wow, that actually worked. It's not entirely broken for a change. All right. Oops, and I've got one of my reference photos up. That was not intentional. So we can see that we today are working on... Hello there. Hello there. That is cool. Well, I'm glad you like it. So as you can see, this is the inside, but we're working on our church building. And, oops. Let me get out of here. Crazy. And I'm just getting used to free cam. So we've got the front of the building all fancy dancy. Got the side, that's the most boring side of the whole church. And then we're working on the other piece of it here.
Oh, hello
so this
there.
is not creative. I'm just using a camera, so my character's actually still in there. But I've been doing a little bit of work in between things. Hello, Diggs. How are you doing today?
There. Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. All right. So, back inside my... No more out-of-body experiences for me. So one of the things I'm doing today, just total randomness, is in with building the church, I decided to change my look a little bit. So we're going with this one now for a while. That's sort of closer to my real hair color, as you can see. And in addition to being a fan of Harry Potter and Dadcraft, I'm also a fan of Sherlock Holmes. So this one's sort of semi-based off of the
Hello there.
from Sherlock Holmes, the BBC series. Hello and welcome on in, all the raiders, of course. We've got some hellos going to Ross and Fantastic
Hello there.
Fox. Welcome.
Hello there.
Thank you for dropping in. And hey, Carnage Joe, yeah, I'm glad it looks good. I was trying really hard to work on it while I was watching your stream last night. It went a little later than I originally anticipated. So I got to the point towards the end where I would zone out, squirrel, and be watching you rather than actually doing anything and not notice until I got tagged by a phantom on no less than 4 occasions. So yeah, that's how she rolls. All right, so it looks like Mr. Al Poppins is spending his hard-earned points to deciding he's my biggest fan. And the funny part about that particular points redemption
Listen!
is it's auto. There we go. It's auto-designed so that the biggest fan redeem grows every time that it gets used. So it originally started out as 5 points, and now we're growing and growing. We're over 100 now. I think we're at 105 this time. And as discussed in Swanky's stream, people seem to love the Champion of the Hill. Hello to CJ Bot and hello to Arch Thunder. Hope you guys are all doing well. One of the things I love about that particular game, aside from being just generically fun, is that it does a great job of bringing out the people who are otherwise just sneaking in and thinking they can get good lurking. So it's not a nefarious purpose to run the game. People do legit enjoy it, but yeah. Oh. So as you can see, every channel you go into has a little bit of a different style, as well as a little bit of a different crowd. And some of us are more sane than others. I can guarantee you I am not. But that's okay. That's the way life goes around here. Ooh, congratulations, Benson. Awesome. Oh, Arch Thunder's now the biggest fan. Are we playing the biggest fan battle today? That's awesome. But I feel spoiled. I'm at the other end of the whole thing. So sometimes I forget that I have the free cam and I keep bouncing around to try and see, how does this look? How does this look? So what this side of the building is, does actually fit with the references. That one. Side 2. Back. I think so. Move that, 'cause it's on the spot. Locked. Oh, I locked that one. Drop this down. There we go. So you can see from a little bit that at the front of the photo, you've got way in the distance, so at the end of this little path thing, you've got the gray door, which we have here. And I have not put a door in it, clearly, but that's going to be the covered door. One of the disadvantages to the church is I'm semi-doubling scale, but also, in addition to doubling scale, I'm also having to drop a lot of detail. Just the nature of Minecraft being what it is. So in the photo I'm working with, and I just turned off that one and I wasn't meant to. Front to left. That one off. One off. So we just went around the front in this direction. And we can kind of see that it's a bit janky in the window, but we've got, I can't actually build an arch. Whereas in that photo, there is a bit of an arch built in where there's leftover. But it's not that I can't put in an arch, it's just that it's not a complete arch in the window. Yeah. This is the whole reason behind this church. For those of you who've been following my weekday streams, I'm a huge fan of mystery books and mystery novels. So this is loosely a reference to character Father Brown in the Father Brown Mysteries by G.K. Chesterton. Not a whole ton of detail to say about that, other than he's in his case, a Catholic priest. But the church I'm using as a model here was actually an Anglican church in the town of Blockley, England, in the Cotswolds. And the reason I'm using this one is in a more recent television adaptation of the Father Brown Mysteries, we see Mark Williamson of Harry Potter fame as well doing the Father Brown character, but they've used this church in Blockley, England, actually as the filming location. So its real name is St. Peter's and St. Paul's, or it's not called Saints Peter and Paul, and that's where the church is. So I figured, well, being as it was used as a real filming location, then it seemed appropriate for me to use that as my visual references for doing the building itself. Okay, that one. You can get a better shot there a little bit of what we're actually looking at for the side of the building. I'm not standing at the world's best angle for it. Switch over to this one. And that picture... Sorry. Picking off things in OBS can be a bit of a pain, but that's where we're sort of headed towards right now. In towards the back. There we go. Got that sort of thing going on. Left side to back. I don't know what I was actually doing right now, but that's okay. Basically, I'm working from the gray door and then out towards the back section. I initially thought we'd have to craft more materials, but then as I was poking around just before stream, I managed to find a bunch of them. We're getting a little bit better. That looked like a fishing rod. Well, it was probably some sort of flail. So yeah, it's family friendly if you think about it in a medieval sense, but it's all kinds of awkward in reality. As I was referring to details, one more shot where add image. I'm always having the wrong one. Browse. Okay. So for example, and this is going to be huge on screen, I am aware of this. One here. That one for now. So for example, you can see that it doesn't work that well details-wise in Minecraft. I've just ditched a lot of the window framing just because we're not in modded to be able to get all that awesome window framing. Bit of a shame. Also, you can see that the lower window is 3 panes wide, where I've had to go with 4 just because you can't switch between even and odd. And the reason I also went with that is because then I can work with the window you see to the left there, where it's the window above, rather than being centered, is actually off to the left a little bit, so it'll still work in that direction. You have an HP trivia question. Do you mean that you are attempting to redeem one, or do you mean that you have a question for me of Harry Potter trivia? You're welcome to go ahead and ask if the latter is the case, CJ. I may or may not have an answer. I'm a fan, but not a fanatic. Which in some circles, there's nary a difference. I'm trying to figure out what did I forget, and it's that I didn't grab the scaffolding. I've been asked why do I use scaffolding, and frankly, as opposed to like dirt towers, probably because it's convenient. But also, why do I use scaffolding as opposed to flying? I suck at flying. You may have heard otherwise, particularly from DC himself. But it's not about the flying. I got the flying just fine. And most of the time I have the landing just fine. But sometimes... Grab those two. Sometimes I have problems where I come in too hot, or I can't make the angles work. So landing on the edge of the wall, which I know doesn't happen. Got the gliding down, but that's just because I've dealt with modded gliders, no problem. It's, by the time you... Ow. Oh. 3 guesses why that didn't work, and you won't need the first one. Let's try actually put it back on. Oh, okay. There we go. So go ahead, CJ. Let's see. Each retriever question. Two-parter. With all that build-up, man, you're gonna really make me wonder. But what creature was the core of Harry's and Voldemort's wand made of? Ah. It's Phoenix Feather Core. And... oh, wait a minute. I don't know if it was for me or for the entire channel. Hang on a sec. I should probably do that before I just launch into the answer. Okay, do you want me to actually answer that, CJ, or do you actually want the channel to answer that? Because I could go ahead, or... and it only gave one other. Of course, was Voldemort's wand, and therefore part of the reason they were linked. You would think, though, being a phoenix, that if you gave awesome feathers for stuff like wands, that you could, not could, but wouldn't mind doing it over and over and over again, because otherwise it's going to burn up in flames anyway. Me? Okay, well, if it is me, I will take it. It is Fawkes the Phoenix that actually belongs to Dumbledore. I don't know if the Phoenix that belongs to the other Dumbledore, with no more spoilers than that, I don't know if that other Phoenix has a name. That's just not one I've got memorized yet. Probably there somewhere. But yeah. But though it is kind of interesting that that the Phoenix that belongs to Albus Dumbledore, Fawkes, does not actually, like, it doesn't get acknowledged even once Harry's found out that there's the connection between wands and where the feather came from. It's interesting that Dumbledore just never bothers to acknowledge that. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 8. Oh, that hold a minute. I am meaning Fantastic Beasts. But no, I think it's revealed in the, well, in the books, basically, even before you get to the Fantastic Beasts story, that Dumbledore has a brother named Aberforth. And, so, I mean, there's been another Dumbledore sort of in the story, or in the world, in a place today, for quite some time. It's nothing new. Where that particular Dumbledore gets to in the story and how, like, he's involved in the story is not something I'm going to spoil it right now. I mean, yes, the first two movies have been out for a while, but they're kind of critical to understanding the third, and I like to give that one, I'll say a year. I'm just that kind of person. Yeah, but there is Aberforth, the brother, does show up in more of the actual Harry Potter novels. Because in the Fantastic Beasts movies, they also change his age. Oh. And I think I probably just did that too many... oh. Nope. I got it. Did this part wrong. Correction, had. Because she is, other than flashback scenes, deceased in screen appearance and novel appearance. Let's say save for flashback scenes. She's not actually an involved character. Yes, okay, yeah, they can talk to her portrait, but one of the things I always thought was kind of weird about talking to Victor's portrait, though, is that they, unlike a lot of the other wizards and artwork and stuff at Hogwarts, now Stormy made me forget her first name. I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Anyways, but the sister's portrait has never responded. I find that really interesting. there's indication that supposedly does talk to them, and they do talk to her, but she doesn't on screen actually say much of anything. As far as I can recall, she's entirely silent. Yeah, it does start with an A. The challenge with that is that the name I want to say is not correct, and it would be a spoiler for another part of the movie, so that's why I'm sort of dodging that one. Fantastic Sherlock Fox might be able to remind me of what that name was, because it's going to drive me crazy. I'm trying to remember that. I fly, I can't take off very well. And you're going to see why I have trouble landing on... Oh, hey, I made it. Nice. I would. I have to expect it to fall off, so okay. Guess I'm a scammer again. Hermione didn't dodge it. I suspect not. She probably has that information on the tip of her tongue, Mr. L. She knows that sort of stuff far better than I do. The Fantastic Beasts series is okay. It's getting to be somewhere better. I kind of wish, like, it's as much as I would not want to refilm either of the first 2 episodes. I quite liked the Grindelwald they have in the 3rd one far better. Yeah, that's. Oops. Can't talk. But the one in the 3rd one is actually successfully creepy. One of the Johnny Depp in the 2nd movie, weird, and seems to have like permanent bad hair day. That's really all I could think of that guy. Ariana, excellent, thank you. Thank you. Yes. I just wasn't sure, Fantastic Sherlock Fox, if you happen to have remembered, that's all. Because in our house, between the 2 of us at least, Fantastic Sherlock Fox is far closer to encyclopedic knowledge of just about anything. It's partly he's just got a memory that keeps those pieces, but one of the things I do find funny is a little bit like a Sherlock Holmes type character. Fantastic Sherlock Fox is good at taking stock of his, dare I say it, mind palace, I guess, but more, it was actually referred to in the novels more as being a lumber room of knowledge, and keeping what's relevant to his work and tossing the stuff that's definitely not relevant. In these 2, there is roughly halfway, just for fits and giggles. There. Decided to the right or to the... Oh, okay, this window's correct. This window's not correct. Okay. Good gosh, no. No! Sorry. Not only did I not like Depp's playing of the character, there have been multiple actors, actresses, and staff who said Johnny Depp has a bit of an attitude.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
That's Moriarty from BBC's Sherlock. But I'm kind of curious what... Oh, I get it. Good one, CJ. I like that. Definitely agreed. I wouldn't do that if I were me either. Because, yeah. That character's just... But Depp has got himself a rep, not just for being a weirdo with the court case stuff he was dealing with, but that he's got a rep for being not very nice on set and a bit demanding and a right royal jerk, to be honest with you. So I'm not surprised that the theaters ditched him. It's kind of like, well, if you're like this outside, then we can't trust you at our world either. And I mean, one of the things I liked about getting rid of that particular version of Grindelwald, the Johnny Depp one, is that the drop. It's gonna drive me nuts because I've got a book across the room that I can't quite reach from here. The other actor's name. It's the one who played him in the third movie, the Dutch gentleman. He, I could see in that one why Dumbledore might be interested in trying to have a friendship with somebody like that. Whereas I don't know, regardless of which actor you're using as your basis for your opinion of what Dumbledore looks like or behaves like, I don't know of anybody who would look like that and be that sort of personality, like the friendly Dumbledore that we're mostly used to, and make friends with the Grindelwald of the Johnny Depp variety. It's high on the weird scale and very, very mismatched in a way that I don't think anybody would expect. So Benson, to address your question, my weekend's actually doing pretty well. I'm spacey and I admit to not having watched a whole lot of the... Wrong picture. Orders back? Oh, that's what I did. This one off. There, back to the other one. So I admit to not having watched much of the stream sessions this weekend. First off, I didn't exactly cop to how late I stayed up, but let's just say it was late, although I suspect Fantastic Fox probably knows that I was up really late last night. So it was honest that Swanky and Joe ran overtime. But anyways, it made me tired. And also I'm sort of, apologies if I suddenly get quiet or seem to lose track in the middle of a sentence, scrolling quite heavily because I'm enjoying this build. I'm also wondering if I'm going to get the right scaling out of this, because there's one more weird window, well, two more weird windows, which is the end of the building, and I'm just hoping. For these two. Five, 6. That one. I reference will put it. Guess I'll go. But anyways, when I'm squirreling on it, I get really, really into the build and don't always do what everybody else is seeing. Or what everybody else is up to. Big builds are fun. You would know, actually, because for those of you that may have missed it, and I'm just going to go back there again, you'll see that this is our stream schedule we've got this weekend, but if you're looking behind that, we've got a very lovely shadowy build there. We can see the roofs of it right in behind the Dynamite's heads and Swanky Potato's heads. That lovely big build is actually a temple built by our fine Benson. So, yeah, she's not streaming this round. Has her reasons for that, and I totally support and understand, but she made a wonderful build, and we definitely liked it, as you can tell. So it's made its way on there. We needed a build, like we've been swapping around so that different people have had their opportunity to get their builds on the posters, and basically her number came up, I guess you could say, and I like it. But yeah. She's one of the people that inspires me to keep on trying my builds, because sometimes there's days where she can explain to me, you know, that she's been a little frustrated by this or that didn't quite work, and then she got it to work out, and it's like, well, good. I don't mind repeatedly banging my head against the wall if there's hope. Yeah. Now this one of the things that actually I'll just quickly run inside and note, we'll be doing some interior features, like I'm going to be doing some archways and stuff around along this line here, because the way the building was added on to over multiple centuries.
Hello.
We will probably not. Oh, how are you doing, Lyric? So we'll probably be doing some archways and stuff, but there will not be a ton of interior deco. I'm actually going to be turning it all into storage. So we're going to ditch the little orange roof storage building beyond the sheep farm and make it storage in here. Not that I necessarily need more, but I had an idea for the pews inside the building. We made out of chests, and I figured, well, why not just use them? I never seem to have enough stuff, but then when I have stuff, even not enough of it, I'm always running out of space, so I figured let's just figure it out and get it built. Gonna guess the window on this one, probably just one of the generic lower ones, The weird thing about this church in real life, you can sort of see in the photo, but not clearly, is that it's that just about every single one of these window tops is different. But whether it be a similar styling initially in terms of like number of windows stacked or whatever, it's that it's always seemed to be a little different on the windows themselves. So ditching some of that detail in Minecraft is actually somewhat appreciated, but it does mean that some of the details are a little harder to figure out which ones to replicate and which ones need to be dropped, and it's too easy to fall into the trap of just replicating the same window all the way down. Oh. Wow. You guys have had some fun with the bot commands. Yeah, the reason there's 4 different 8-ball commands, I know there's quite a lot of stuff there. And a good thing it's Owlpoppins who pulled that, because if any of my mods actually pop that commands command, unfortunately they expose the stuff that the bots can, or sorry, the mods can do. It isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just that I think I've got most of them blocked off correctly, but I don't have 100% confidence in it, just because of the sheer number of times I've had some level of tech goofiness. So I just don't always trust it. But yeah, what you see is a commands thing that's there now. I will eventually be moving that and replacing it with a command, like the commands command, but it'll actually just redirect you to say, hey, please go check out the About section, and there'll be a panel there explaining the majority of those commands. So they'll be sort of grouped into, here's the head one, and then this is what you can do with that command. Please do remember, if somebody is not into, being booped or tickled or whatever, please do refrain from doing so. Most of those commands are generally harmless, which is why I've kept them in there. But it's not, unfortunately, in this particular one, I've not got it completely configured to prevent people being able to do that to each other at the moment. So I'm hoping at some point to be able to put a permission thing in there, but you generally don't even know it's happening until it's already happened once. There are no not like directly family unsafe commands in there. Yeah. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Which right, left. Sometimes the names I gave these reference photos were a little bit too long for being able to see while we're streaming. Nope, there's no byte command because byte is too easily misinterpreted, so will not be a byte command. This one, weird little pillar, about those other ones. Probably should have been skinny walls. I'll have to fix that at some point. Oh, I see. So, yeah, you guys are actually having the opportunity to hear a lot from the brand new bot character. So yeah, I just thought I'd have a little bit of fun and put a new bot in there. And yes, there's a mystery reference to it, but I just also thought the name was kind of cool. So I just left it. It's kind of funny. These things are like all 6-sided when you put mushroom blocks down. Then when you go to chop them, you see the other surfaces. If I actually wanted to have the in-between surfaces show, I actually would have to like place them, like place 2 of them side by side, and then chop out the neighboring one that I don't need, just to get that brown speckly design on the inside to appear. The other problem is that the game is very slightly bugged, in such a way that if you log out and log in, occasionally those speckled sides disappear again. Did I miss something? Streams I'd let our kids watch. Oh, good grief. Probably. He's having fun with all the commands. Hashtag streams I'd let our kids watch. No, I think I think you could probably boop your sibling on the nose relatively successfully, though there may be a cooldown timer that I'd forgotten about. That is highly likely. Today's question of the day. Oh, whoops, and that's coming out of my account. That should be Potter Oswin. Okay. Dream job. Gotcha. Wow. That's one of those few answers where if you put the family-friendly reminder on it, it actually sounds worse than if you left the family-friendly reminder off. Oopsie daisy. Oh, I see. Referring to... Yes. Indeed. So I was going with, blocks-wise here. I was going with bone blocks for a lot of it, but I'm sticking with bone blocks up front. But when I realized from the photos that the portion of the church I'm working on now is actually older, look at that towards the front, and you can see a lot more of the bricks exposed than the sort of more, yes, it's got a pink hue, but the more lined type of smudgy look that you see with the mushroom blocks actually works well with regular sandstone. Okay, that I was like, when did I install that? I'd never actually heard that one before. Here's a funny thing. I don't know how well you guys can see this. There's a bit of a... I'll do it on the ground. It's probably easier. On this. I can't really see that well. Okay. So on all sides, there's a bit of a, like almost a diamond repeat texture when you put the two blocks together, right? There, and then it repeats center as well. Anyway, but what I thought was kind of interesting is when I was looking at it the other day, it's one of those, once you've seen it, cannot be unseen. And if you take a look at the diamond at the bottom, as it blends into the mushroom, in some places it looks, you're not seeing it too well here, but in some places it actually will come out more like this one. You can sort of a little bit vaguely like a heart shape, inverted. But that was kind of funky. But so I started trying swapping out these blocks here. But unfortunately, the slight difference in darkness, you can see, just really did not work with the very light sandstone. Except around the corner, where the blocks are supposed to be darker at the bottom. And that's just representing the weathering of the blocks over time. DJ is evil! Yeah, I kept the stickers free for now, until they get abused. This is what I was getting at, was the speckly pattern. And I'm not sure, in this corner, probably starting about halfway up, which is below where the bend in the scaffolding is. In the picture, it's supposed to get darker. A darker corner. And work its way up higher. But I'm not sure whether I want to go with this look on the corner. Oh, you won't see this face or that face. I don't know whether I want to go with that look, or whether I want to go with the more solid brown mushroom look. I might go with this one just because it's better with the sandstone a little bit, and it's a bit lighter. But it's another one of those like weathered coloring kinds of things. But this, unfortunately, being bugged, sometimes when you log out and log back in, it's briefly missing. It may or may not come back on its own. So yeah, blocks that have secret faces. In the same sort of way that people have been saying, make a ceiling out of loons. Pardon me? And I tried it in a test ropes for kicks. And yeah, actually, if you ever take a look at the bottom of a loom, it's pretty cool. DJ bought his evil. Oh, DJ, I actually explained the other day to Fantastic Sherlock Fox what your sort of personal shoutout is. Not shoutout, sorry, your personal command sound in Dadcraft73's stream was all about, because he hadn't joined Dadcraft's Discord community until, well, after the whole situation that brought that on had occurred. So when Fantastic Sherlock Fox was, he asked me why you kept in typing Ozbot. Why was it always Ozbot? Like, who's Ozbot? Well, CJ keeps typing Ozbot, and I'm like, oh, dude, you missed the story. It's another one of those inside joke things, you know, kind of like Scam Russell. And well, that's not very inside, it's sort of obvious. And said, well, yeah, but we went through the whole ocean spray explanation, and now it makes much more sense. But it's just kind of funny that I assumed that that he knew that story, and I hadn't clued in that either I hadn't told the story to him, or he had, or not been part of the Discord, or maybe he was just busy with work and it didn't sink in, or whatever the case was. Okay. So anyways, he didn't know about Ocean Spray, so yeah, I had a good chuckle over Ozbot.
Hello there.
Hello, Mix Nevada. Okay, if you take... DJ, is it okay if I go ahead and tell my recollection of that story, or would you rather tell it yourself because it's about you? You would. Why wouldn't you? Okay, so he says I can go ahead and tell it. So the short version of it, and it's nothing super exciting or janky or anything of that nature, was just that we have at least 2 CJs in Skycraft's community. Now, there are days I think there might be more, but I can never remember who's who. So, because there are some that are less vocal. But so we have CJ Bot, and then we have CJ RV Williams. And so, of course, it was CJ and CJ, which, as you can understand, can be a little confusing to people. So, so I'm not quite sure. You'll have to fill in the CJ Bot will have to fill in the details in some respects, but there was a situation at one point where he started to spell it SEA very briefly, and then so that became okay. Well, a CJ Bot got nicknamed after that Ocean Spray because of the SEA reference, and then Ocean Spray, of course, got shortened up to OS. And for a while, he was actually even sporting himself the Ocean Spray logo and stuff as an emote in DC's thing, Discord and stuff. And I think it's still there, but I just haven't seen it used in quite some time. So I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to what is still there and what isn't, except when super old emotes I forgot for surfacing. But yeah. So Ozbot is Ocean Spray Bot, aka CJ Bot. That the gist of it for the purposes of explaining the Oz part. How the Oz came about is the bit that I'm a little foggy on, but I was still relatively chicken in the community in terms of actually saying much of anything, so I may have missed out on part of that story. I think it was... You might be correct, Arch, but I mean, of course, CJ would explain. Like, I think it could also be too that, yeah, you may have gotten bit a little bit by
Hello
that whole
there.
dang you autocorrect business. Still there in Discord? Cool. The Ocean, and really, for those of you that aren't familiar with what Ocean Spray is, at least in Canada, although CJ is American, but at least in parts of North America, Ocean Spray is a brand of cranberry juice. Oops, wrong one. 3, 4, 5. Okay. I ran into the wall there. Okay, this is... Well, not perfect, but it's actually almost what I wanted. Almost. Why did I... I'm asking myself, why did I pillarize that corner? It looks really... Anyway, but yeah, like, autocorrect booze in some cases. Just the way life is. It grows more complex with every retelling. Well, one of the things that that I unfortunately can do well is misremember things and then have a really bad habit of filling in incorrect information and not necessarily realizing that yeah. A social fail on Delen's part in that correct? Back too many. I love Ozbot. Wow, that sounds like something that should be in a mystery book. Or is it the tale of the bot that never was? Like that one too. Just about the back corner here, which means for you guys an unfortunate switch in photos yet again. Up. And get ourselves flipped. Oh, that's not good news. You can see over yonder. We have a book. Pardon me. We have a very large building that looks kind of like a book over here. And as you can see, you see part of it. It's my trading hall. So based on where we are, I'm not exactly keen on taking out that banner individual. Only in that I don't know how quickly things would go south. So yeah. To see if they will actually let me be, because sometimes I can get away with not actually having to deal with the villagers. You know, distance range where they will actually just stand there. Rather literally, they just stand there and watch you. You can actually get quite close to them. They just gotta go, huh. They even turn and point at you, but not shoot. I was actually rather surprised when I discovered that while doing carpet art. Really? One of those, you can reach it, but not want to. Okay, fine. There. Not super keen on having a gazillion scaffolding lines all over the place, but hey, scaffolding's cheap. This music is really sleepy. I'm gonna double check, what am I playing? Huh. I'm supposedly playing a Hype Tracks playlist, but this particular song, I feel like I want to snore. Different. That's better at the moment than the ambient playlist. Great for late night work, but not so great for regular daytime. What I'm just actually going to do, since I've only got one more wall in this set, I'm going to, window. I'm going to actually more or less split the difference. And I also realized that the mushrooms are too high. Many of them. I should have stopped at the last window and disappeared with this pillar. One at the bottom for that pillar, just do integration, but not both. Stay out of this guy's way, maybe. Maybe. I've also heard kill him with lava. If that would really work, I might actually try it. This doesn't qualify as me having done anything. Yeah, scaffolding is very satisfying to break. When I break the really tall ones, though, they tend to get stuck on ledges. Which is fine, but I'm one of those people who's really fussy about the whole thing. Yes, it will despawn, but I tend to go in and take it out myself. Alright. Core count. Oh! Oh, thank you, Core count, for being Delen's biggest fan. Good to see you. If I missed saying hello earlier to anybody, I do apologize. That's my bad and all that. Weird window.
Hello?
Who's down one lower than the rest? Over here. Right, and this. Hello? It's funny how sometimes things announce your presence without even necessarily putting that you're here. It's kind of odd how that works. For this, we have 2 stacked windows, which I would love to make a gap between the two, but since we can't even put in a single half slab, it just going to look really janky. So I'm just unfortunately stuck with... Oops, it's not right up there anyways. Stuck with making the two touch, which kind of sucks. But, you know, Minecraft and all that. And I mean, as I said, if it's just going to be a storage building, I don't really have to care that much. Which is kind of funny considering how long I spent trying to get it right. Corner, okay, great. Yes, this looks weird because the one window's kind of lined up underneath top. But they do sort of line up with the neighboring window. Oh, this bottom one should be taller, which means wrong. There. There, that's better. It took me a while to realize that the pillagers will leave me alone. I didn't expect that they would, so I was always killing them, and... Right. Oh, also after watching DC and a number of other streamers taking on bingo, I thought arrogantly, yeah, I can do this. I can totally do the bingo thing, you know, because you don't have to mine anything. Well, as in like hours and hours of major caving and worse. Well, actually, branch mining is something I find relaxing. But anyways, the point to this whole story is, so I tried it, you know, because DC could do it, and I figured, well, if I gave myself double what DC time was, sure, I can do this. No. I'm not a quitter, so I'm going back to it again on Wednesdays, but I've yet to complete one because I often chicken out in the what do you call them? Sometimes the dungeons, but even sometimes the regular like mobs get to be too many in caves. So yeah, I'm working on that one. Bit of a pussycat reaction. The more power to those that can complete, and serious respect. I just get that bottom part up. Good. I want another mushroom here. Never decide. Possibly. That one. Yeah, I think that's probably a close an approximation. I'm going to. That one. There we go. Alrighty. Maybe a little bit below that window on. For the downspout. One here. Oops, not there. In the building there. Then might do something in that corner to reference the darker element. We shall see. Wow, Dylan, your aim is terrible today. I can't even blame the mouse. There we go. Love is always a good idea. Sarcasm. Yeah, enjoy your dinner. You totally enjoy your dinner. But yeah, if I can actually get rid of things with that method, and I don't have to worry about the villagers, or sorry, the villager captains, that would be ideal. They don't despawn as handily as I would like. Where photos? That side, left, no. No. Browse. Next one. We're just wrapping ourselves around the end. So. Unfortunately, not the same. But first, yeah. That one. Oh. guess I should open a version of that for myself so I can see it a little bit bigger. And I keep thinking I could just use the same one, but no. Alright, there we go. For those of you that are curious and have not yet asked this stream, I do not intend to do very portion of it. Not that it's creepy or anything really like that, it's a lot of fuss, and it to look right. It's got detail that I don't think is very conducive to Minecraft unless I went running around leaving like random birch trap doors all over the place, and that just looks tacky. Okay, you can see on the corner, I think I might go with... Not really sure because that part looks like a support pillar, but it's not quite a support pillar. So, might just mushroom the corner, but then there's a bit of roof. Keeping an eye on my time here, we are just about done. First hour. And then I have to figure out... Oh. Nope. Nope, when I can hear you, I'm too close. Sorry, bud. Yeah, the stairs are interesting because in a lot of cases, there's a lip on the picture that goes outwards. But if I did a full stair, as you can see on this top of the pillar here, if I do a full stair outwards, because it's not reset, it just doesn't look so good. So I've been trying to make use of the gap dip that we've got, try and make it work. Ooh! Another champion of the hill. Ha ha ha. More height. Spirit, can you take the crown away? Two hypes. Two different hypes. That's interesting. And if one of my human mods can see if they can help me figure out which item it was that I said I should switch to Bot or Osmond instead of coming to myself, that'd be appreciated, just so I can fix that before tomorrow. Feel free to write it down somewhere and then we can discuss after. In any case, so there's the mushroom end, and I'm gonna, because of my neighbors, a little closer than my comfort level would like, I'm just gonna see what I can do from the inside, and then we'll sort it out from the outside later on. It's kind of weird guesstimating from the inside of this thing. But the big thing I noticed in the previous picture is that we dropped down to next to nothing on this end in the footing, so just the way the wall material had gone, other than the mushroom corner. Which does seem to go as high as the previous window. I'm just gonna guess. One of those weird things where I'm always flipping back and forth between references. Not the vestry. I opened a window and then I closed. Yeah, that does work. Okay. That's a little higher than the previous window, but not as high as the one on the... That means are probably going to about to the roof. That's... Maybe. Try it and see. The inner side of that mushroom thing, and or like the corner. All right. Yeah, I'm not using all the fancy schmancy terms that I've already got things labeled with, just because I don't need anybody to go digging out a dictionary. That's the Abbey or parish church terminology for you. The other thing too is although there are a lot of similarities between Anglican churches and Catholic churches, being as I am neither Anglican nor Catholic, can make it a little bit interesting to try and figure out which elements belong with which names, which parts of the situation have the same name. A little cleaner here. Try something. Mushroom corner is a bit of a mess, but try throwing some bone down at the bottom and just see how. That's not too bad. Give me up to the building. One of the challenges I've got in the real picture versus here is that there's a very slight grade difference between the two. So on this end, there's a lot of stuff that's sort of like half buried and or fully buried, and I was representing that down here by having the blocks underneath the walls, rather than having them as footings to the walls, but not quite like the way I want, some sort of guessing as I go that I'm comfortable with. I'm going to put the window blocks out front. Seven. Window on top. A planty. Oops. And what was the new chapter? The hell? Planty. That's a little weird. I don't even know what it was. Can you describe what it tried to look like? Because yeah, I'm curious about that. I don't even know what a planty is myself. I mean, it would be nice if it was just something like a plant in a pot with some sort of ridiculous name. Wouldn't be surprised if that really was the case, but yeah. Because that's the other thing, is if I don't know what it is, then there's always the chance that it could risk being unfamily friendly, and I'd never want to use that feature again. But I seriously hope it's not, because the game's just too... Higher than the mushrooms. Block over. Bottom. I think there's about 2 in the middle. Oh. Oh. It's like the church inspector sent by the diocese to come and see if the build is correct according to the specs that were submitted. Sorry guys, no can check yet. No can do, sirs. Oops. Especially when I make mistakes like that. You know, and sometimes I figure I would rather be placing dirt. Don't have digging dirt and stuff. Why not place it? Something I'm semi good at, just not fast. Never fast. That's the other thing. Up. Oh, right. This is where. Okay. This is where I need to figure that bit out, because it's a little different. Came up with a design I actually liked from the other end of the building. Please go away. And he did. I keep forgetting that one works in this stream. Okay. What I'm gonna do is try and run out the door on the other side. Take a quick screenshot. You guys won't get to see this screenshot, it's not worth me copy pasting that into stream. They're way over there. They're like, I left one guy behind. Oh, that was dumb. Why did I do that? An idea. Ian. This is where FreeCam comes in stupid handy. Go. Wow. That does not sound like a rubber chicken. No, I do know what a rubber chicken sounds like. Kind of creepy. I shouldn't know that. Save. Find what I want. Is search. Okay. I can open it for myself. On you. Refresh. I need this. There it is. All right. So I want to replicate this end that we've got going with the little arch line at the other side of the building. Yeah, that's what I did the screenshot for. Now let's hope that the inspectors decide that they're not going to bother harassing me or doing the work. Oh, please. The only answer to that is no. And then that. Right side up. Lovely. Drop one on their heads. Yeah, that's a fantastic. Full block on top. Glass. Past you, buddy. Wrong one. Oh, really? Okay. You like going around the walls? It's like she's over here. Peekaboo! I see you. Go again. I see you. This is like they're toddlers, you know? Cover your eyes. Boo. That's interesting to note. I'd be kind of curious to see whether or not banners would ever have like different colored eyes for different. Uh-huh. Yeah, well, you know what? You can just stay there for a little bit. I'm busy. Until the phantoms show up, I'm just staying up here and you can down there. All there is to it. Okay. Got a right side upstairs with a full block. Another upside down stair. There. Okay. Shoot. Wrong slabs. Okay, well I gotta skip that for now. That is sandstone, sandstone. A little more difficult to do with these guys on top. All. One. Go down. I figure what I did there. Supposed to be on the corner. Oh, for one, that's not lining up with this, so that's a problem I have to fix anyway. But bottom half, next half. Bottom half. Oh, this isn't. Full block. Okay, full block again. Right side up, okay. That way. Aha. Oh. That one. on you. Go. That. Another sound. There. There's... Slab on... One more. And... Great, and right way up. Full smooth. Now we're halfway. Go away. Sounds like you're just taking a lot of deliberation to decide whether or not you like them. That sandstone slab. Inverted stairs, not invert in the correct direction. Right around the corner would be... Kind of bet it probably didn't, but... Oh, it didn't. I have to sort that out later. Just scrolling through. Uh-oh. Missed something again. Hey! Oops, uh-oh. Those guys were here. Sorry about that core count. No, the pillagers didn't chase me up here, Arch. I've got a screen cap on my screen of what I've done with a little roof line on the opposite end of this section. And so I'm trying to figure it out from being up here. But I'm realizing this is going to be one of those ones where if I don't get rid of Mr. Bannerman at some point, then I can safely ditch the other dudes. That we're just going to keep growing and growing and growing, because there's 3 more over there. I think we only had 4 to start. Not to mention I've got creepers. Yeah, it's fun and a half. Hey. This is one of those things where I'd stay up here all night, and then I realized, you know, I don't actually have to. Alden's must be above the roof line. Well, I kind of failed that one. By the way, I was actually thinking the other day and said to my kids, you know, on the top of that church tower, maybe I should put, like, the copper rods, and then it would strike, like, lightning would strike the church, and then I just thought, no, that's just all kinds of weird. Don't need anything bizarre happening out there. Sheer number of creepers. Starting to be a little bit concerning. I normally play when I'm by myself with no music. Like, I mean, I hear someone else's stream or whatever, but I often have their stream down quite low, which means that as I'm walking around doing things on the roof, I can actually tell the difference between, both can, the difference between my sound. Uh-oh. Come on. There we go. I can tell the difference between my sound and the sound of a creeper walking around. Sometimes it's really disconcerting. No, I'm not going up because of the pillagers. I'm going up because I want to see the point again from this side of it. Yoke. And I just realized again once that I could have just used the camp. That would be sensible. Oh, somebody found somewhere to hide out. Looks like an armor stand when he's standing there like that, actually. Hello. Who do you follow when you do that? Yeah, so they've got quite a ways to look at me. Okay. Oh. Dude, stay off my scaffolding. Okay, so I'm standing on the top part, but I do need those extra slabs. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to bother with, like, torches and stuff for me. The gliding works, just not a whole lot of the other elements of flying, yes. Landing on walls and all that jazz. Oh. Missed your chance, smarty pants. Boop. What was that? Who's been playing stickers? Oh! Thank you, CJ. So, the creeper explosion, one of the reasons I knew it was fake is because I couldn't see anything near me. You know, generally gonna survive and all that jazz. But also that if it does not actually explode, I know it's fake. There is a randomizer built on this one so that, yeah, so there's a randomizer built onto this one. So that sometimes you get an explosion and sometimes you don't. Oh, that's obvious. And by not getting the explosion, it's kind of fun to never really compass.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah, not much of a story to it. You're as aware as I am that there's anything but cool stories around here. I would think by the time I'd done this once, I'd figure out which end up. Right side up, upside down, right side up. Up. Okay. 2. As far as it goes. Alright. Then this piece should be... Yep. Right on top of the building line. Perfect. So this is actually one block over by mistake, but that's okay. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna look fun. Know that. But... Sandstone. Guys, go. What are you shooting at? You guys like shooting each other or something? Oh, I'm an idiot. I so fell for that, CJ. That's hilarious. Like, what are you two doing down there? And then, yeah. Are you? So those two are... Now, did everybody else actually leave? Really? Wow.
Got it!
You got me. Oh, there's only 2 left. Okay. Nope, there's no one hiding over there. Why are you guys hiding over there? Oh, you fell in a hole. Ah, you can stay down there. Yeah, they fell in a hole. And they're not even like, going kind of grayed out. They're not even on the level that I'm on. They fell in a hole, and they can stay there. I'm good with that. Because if that's the Bano dude, then as long as I don't have to kill him, we're fine. You... Right. On the other hand, they might figure out how to get out of that hole, in which case I'm in real trouble. What do you figure? Yeah, they're not bugging me. Down. I wish I remembered the name of the mod I had used that that actually used to have gliders in it, because it was a lot of fun. It was a mod pack, but unfortunately, it was on my previous laptop, which I have since erased. So, yeah, not so much. Ask for it. Shoot first, you get smacked. Fuck, you overstayed your welcome, alright?
Headshot.
Fake advancement. That advancement is a scam. Considering I don't usually play FPSs, that's hilarious. Oh. Yeah, you only get lucky one. Okay. Whoa, that just sounds wrong. You only get lucky with putting the glass in the right spot one time. Wow, where do you think my head's at? Obviously not in the right space today, because I can't get any of these blocks in the spot. Try. So when Joe usually, Carnage Joe usually streams on a Friday night, or Friday for me, Saturday for her. She streams what is in essence, what? 4 hours. That's the practicality of it. It's 4 hours. However, last night's stream, when she went overtime, last night's overtime was another 2 hours on top of that. So yeah, I wasn't there for the whole thing, at least not fully. Meaning that, like, I was sort of trying to go to bed, but I didn't get my phone and everything shut off till I was 3/4 of the way up the stairs. And yeah, it was getting really late. Missing blocks should not be skill. Okay, there's no skill to this. Oh great, that's the... One of the few things that I don't like about scaffolding is in Java and Bedrock there are differences, obviously. Blogrock always has different. But what I don't like about them is in Bedrock, one of the things I like better is that they can be gravity blocks. So if I'm standing on the top of something, I need to get down in a non-flying way, and I can just put the scaffolding up inside of the building and it will fall and stack as necessary. Definitely not so much in Java. Okay. I think I like that. It does look sort of like the mirror image that I'm hoping for. Yeah, we're good. Alright. The other funny thing is in this one, let's see. Photo. A weird little tiny gap in the two buildings in this case. I'm not going to deal with that, but it does mean going around the corner. Whatever. Whatever, she says. Okay, now, just giving people a heads up, in case, you know, block placing and whatnot is a bit dry. You saw the gash over yonder? That's part of tomorrow's plan. I have no real need to go down in there, but it does go down quite deep, so, and I'm having a curiosity attack. That's part of tomorrow's plan, is we're going to be going down underneath just to see where it goes. It goes down quite deep. That wasn't just you, Joe. Honestly, it'd be, you know, potentially less than 50% of the problem on that one. Because, yeah, it's definitely not just a Joe thing, nor is it just a Swanky thing, or even just the two of them. It happens to a lot of people. When you get chatting to somebody and they're interesting and so on, then you're gonna find track of time. And people like me stick around. No, that's how it goes. Property. What did I just open? Right side. Blah blah blah. Open. One, enter that one. Big. So we've just gone around the end. This window looked really warped in the shot. I don't know what happened to the photographer that day. I don't know, had like fermented fruit or something with lunch, but it just definitely quite right. Anyway. But, you know, I could have made myself go to bed earlier. I originally was planning to. I mean, as 6 Fox can vouch, I said, hey, I'm going to bed earlier. You know, Joe's going to be winding up fairly soon. She may manage to find somebody to raid, and I'm just going to stick around long enough to get, you know, support the raid and all that jazz. And yeah, well, Glenn doesn't always manage to successfully keep that front. Why does that window look weird? I guess the dudes that fell down a hole really did fall down a hole, because they did find their way up to come and harass me. That's good. Righty-roo. So, one of the advantages to having the panel is that I need to apologize for being a fun streamer and having great collab. Exactly! Carnage Joe and Swanky Potato were working on two completely different projects for they're based on a different SMP, and just relaxed and everything, and I got away from them. That's no harm in that. Oh, too wide. Aha! That's what I did wrong. Okay. I figure out why this looked all weird and janky, and it goes in here. Yeah, Fantastic Sherlock Fox often doesn't stay up to watch Joe with me, just because very kind fox that he is, and so the next morning he helps the kids get themselves organized and on a roll. I mean, that's something he does a lot of. So he mods my streams, but also serious rescue. A lot of ways. Okay. I misjudged where the window is. Aye. Aye. This one. Oh, well, thank you very much for the reminder, CJBot. Actually, it's funny, we were talking about that very thing with your name dropped quite a bit last night. You look out for us. You make sure that we eat and don't starve. I kind of find it funny. I don't think I've had somebody that did that before. It's usually you, which is good news. Okay. But if I'm going to keep jumping off stuff, then yeah, I'm going to need to get my stuff in a group and... Oh, come on. So, stuff in a group and get organized here. Okay, so those, where'd you go? There. I'm excited to get this done, not because I don't want to do it anymore. I'm actually enjoying the work on it, but while it may be fun to see where it grows to and how it starts to look as a whole, it's one of those projects that I want to go faster than it actually is going. Yeah, that's better. Better. Wait. Better, because more aligned with the roof. Okay. And the mushroom goes around the corner. Oh, I did that wrong. That's really... I've messed up that corner. Let's see. Five. Right way this time. Spin it. Okay, it is right. It's just that corner looks jammed. Okay. Hello. All right. One of those, the corner is right and the corner is wrong all at once. Okay. Button. That button. There we go. Is the ability to control the character while I'm in free cam mode, but for two reasons I don't do that. One, that would imply that action. And two is two would be that I find it a little bit cheaty. I mean, not that this isn't. Okay. Can we have a stick out on it? Anyway, it's just one of those ones that I like the way it could look when I'm done, but on the other hand, it's one of those ones that doing stuff from photos because partly it's a challenge to me. Oh, see if I can do it. Partly, I'm doing stuff from photos because the original inspiration is what's often lacking. And then one can practice and or teach oneself the skills to make it happen. One should be a little wider, but then it's ruined by the rest of this. So I've probably messed up by one row somewhere. But if I'm going to fudge it anywhere, I'll fudge it on this back corner. The corners or the windows are naturally narrow here anyway. Alright, so I can go around this way. Window you guys are looking at. This one. Now, unfortunately, right above the window, once again, is another one of those details that I don't believe I can replicate in Minecraft, so I have to drop it. At least we can get the window involved. And it's switching to a smooth stone rather than the cobbled one, just because, although you can see the brick pattern, it's a lot more of a brick pattern. I don't know if they were, like, I don't know, low on budget or what the heck was when they built this extension, but first extension here, this big one, it really does look like the rock is lesser quality than the sandstone used in the main building because it, or the main part of the main building. Does get out better. This corner, one block over. I'm gonna bet everything needs to be. Oh, that. Cool sticker. Trying to figure out. Sort of right beside it in the picture. I'm kind of trying to figure out, should it be one block over or should it be? And that's my question. The end of the building is not exactly clear. So I'm just going to babble. And okay, so where am I looking here? Out a large to-do. When I'm doing my research on a building like this, for information and trying to get pictures and so on and so forth, capture property. So you're briefly going to organized. All right. When I'm doing my research, I managed to get lucky this time, rather than just simply looking on Google and finding pictures of the church and stuff like that. You know, which this one misplaced my location. Oh, there we go. So yeah, there's the church from overhead view. Rather than just simply having something like this to look at, which is helpful with some of the measurements and such, you can start to see that part of the main building sticks out differently, but it's difficult to get. So I got to have some good fortune and find the official website for the parish church in historic England. So they're talking about historic locations. And so then I could scroll down and take a look at some of the photos that were taken. You can see, once again, yes, very meta, that going on the screen there. That's my cheaty app for you guys. But anyway, we can see that the building has multiple different parts to it. So this main section here, on the right-hand picture, I haven't got to that side of the building yet, but that section is still there. You can see it from the front corner, but it's still there and it sticks out. That's the bit that's causing me problems on the other side, because if you look at the opposite side of the building, we're looking at the corner from this photo here. But when I try to look at the gap here to see what happens, does this piece on the left match up with the large building I discussed earlier? Which I'm fairly certain it does not, due to photos such as this one. But then the other question is, well, where does it show up? And it's for Minecraft research purposes, it's challenging because you get a photo that looks like this one. We've built the lower portion of this section. but we haven't built the upper portion yet, so it's hard to measure off that. This upper section is what's actually causing me the headache at the moment. And unfortunately, as much as I would love it, these overhead views don't help a whole lot in that type of question. We're looking at the corner right down here. My mouse.
Hello. Hello.
Peregrine, how are you doing?
Hello.
Hello. So anyway, actually kind of funny because, sorry, side tangent here. On the stickers and stuff that are saying hi and hello and so forth, it catch my attention because I'm popping in from time to time in Firepower's stream, and I have suspicion it's what is it? Nugget, I think. Anyways, but their child who has recorded a lot of the sounds for raids and so on, and so I'm thinking I didn't do that. Thought about doing it, but I didn't do that. My kids are too old to make it sound cute, so didn't bother. Not to mention my son would probably glare at me if I asked him to. So the building that we're working, the sub building, I guess, that we're working on at the end of here. Not only does it not match up on this corner, it's not clear how. I suspect it's still like an offjet, in which case this wall that we just fit should actually be larger than it is. Ooh, sorry to hear that, Peregrine. I really do hope things get better. Anyways, the building sorry for derailing, but the building I'm on the end with is, it juts in a little bit. So, yeah, I'm not expecting perfect. No, nobody should, but it happens. Yeah. That's my research. That's the kind of stuff that I look at when I'm playing with these things. And part of the reason I'm actually enjoying doing this on stream rather than off is not just because I've got the photos to work with, but also that I don't have to fuss with spots like that if I don't want to. But darn it, I can't match that. All I've got is this one. Which didn't come out very loud anyway. Exactly. Well, though I actually haven't watched any of Firepower's League of Legends stuff. Quite often they're doing Vault Hunters. So, being as the main building sticks out one block from here, I'm going to bet probably got one more block of stuff here before this wall kicks out. So I've actually got the floor art wrong. It's okay. I was trying to figure out why this one looked weird and wide, and it's because it is weird and wide. This, I was going to use it this way. Actually, should that. About this. Come on. But yeah. Ah, yes. Or I missed the typo when I was reading it. So it's F-Y-E-R. Power. Oh. Still the incorrect shutout. That's okay. Let's see what I've got. But not at the moment, anyways. This. In the meantime, while we're here, yeah, well, it's also really easy. FYRE, if you type it enough for other reasons, will eventually start to become the default. Okay, where are we here? Okay, this one. I need one more row upwards, which was how I got thrown him out the window. Try and do that one more, and that will explain a lot. I'll adjust as we go, or adjust before we deal with it tomorrow. Really? Can I not? Up there today. There are days that it feels like the super jump just... This one. Yep, because I invert on this. There. Oh.
You choose me?
CJ, sometimes I have to say, get out of my head! Oops, and that's the wrong. Oh well. Remind me to fix that corner, I suppose. Alright. I didn't have to, Peregrine, but I wanted to. Okay, 3. Related to the other window. So related to that other window, I'm guesstimating, is it beside? Is it above? It's above. Okay. But one more up. Line, perfect. Let's go to the window. It'd be nice if you could put a window at your feet while you stand on it. And sometimes it works for me to do that, sometimes it just fails miserably. Today's gonna be a cooperative one. Okay. Another mushroom corner because it just wants to be that way. Go all the way up in this. That actually is high enough on the other side. 1, 2, 5, 7. Double deep. All. And Santa sauce. Wow. Sometimes I wasn't even familiar with what's there. Okay. Let's go, assuming direction. And the other problem with doing things with photos, though, is you get too many photos open all at once, and you forget what you're looking at. But yeah, I'm going to fake it out by doing the mushroom on the corner, I think, rather than bending super wide. I don't know. Hard to come in by one anyways. You can't actually go like half depth, but that one's just wide to be a wall. Okay. Get the window. How many? There's the window up top. Probably do a wall on that one because it's in set. I want to see how it looks. And I'm gonna guess... well, 3 tall, probably. It looks 3 tall. Oh.
Perfect.
I appreciate the commentary, CJ. You're definitely keeping it live, or keeping it hopping. Is very much appreciated. Balls. Or love to arch it at the top. But that's not a thing. Unless I just arch it in the 1, 2. Oops, that's not going to be an arch of any sort. That'll be, you know. Yeah, I think she could be organized. A little weird, but inverted block. There's no. I didn't think I was going to need them for this part. So yeah, this is going to need a lot of texturing, I suspect, but my care meter won't be there. Ugh. Yeah. Ugh. I have to go wider. Move it, move it, move. Boy, Peregrine, I'm not trying to ignore what you're saying. I just want to apologize for that. It's just that I'm not really sure how to respond to it in a appropriate manner. And so rather than say something that I might potentially regret later, I'm just to gloss it, but I really will touch base with you afterwards. Because I feel that what you're having to deal with is definitely worth more than I could be saying in a glib fashion on stream. I just think you deserve better than that. So I'll touch base with you afterwards. Move the window over. Yeah, no, I follow. I totally follow and support that this is a safe place. It's just that I don't want to make you feel ignored, but I'd rather not say something that I could actually feel was not what I really wanted to go with. Playing it safe, I guess you could say. Friends deserve good things from me. In any case, even internet friends. Funny, somebody said, I don't think we've met the other day. I've said this a million times to other people, but I've been told to myself, I don't think we've met. And like, nope, probably not. But on the internet, strangers start with the assumption that they're safe. I mean, it's not always, but they can be just friends you hadn't met yet. I'm gonna be wrong. I have to get this over. All right. The other reason, I'll just give you a quick fill. The other reason that I wasn't addressing it is that at the moment that's slightly close to home. My mother's big brother, so like 12 years older sort of thing, and helped with everything, farming family and all that jazz. He just recently had fallen and broken his hip and ended up in the hospital for that, ended up needing replacement surgery, which turned into, well, somehow he's got some breathing problems, let's try and figure that out. Breathing problems turned out to be pneumonia, and he's already got heart issues in the family, and has had a heart attack in the past that he's recovered from, but, so there's concerns there. And it's just, to see yours briefly jarred me. That's part of why I want to be able to say off stream instead of on stream, because of the closeness. Anyway, so yeah, after that crazy rant, where are we? This window became 3 wide when it really doesn't need to be. My brain was thinking this arch thing would work if I did it 2 wide, lots wide, but it might not. So, right, this one, I have a slab of that type. I don't here, but I have it in. Or I could just work. That looks really dumb. Window doesn't connect to anything. What a janky game. A scam game. Okay. I have no problem with, on the whole, with Mojang and crew making the decision that we need to deal with certain blocks. You don't have, say, vertical slabs or something. Yes, I and a large part of the rest of the community would love to have vertical slabs. Where I'm going with that little side rant is to note, but my bigger wish is, please, could we do things like actually being able to use windows to fill gaps, or maybe artificially have like little wall extensions that would with a stair or something silly like that. Just so that we could actually put things in the spaces with other things. And my other beef is not being able to put different kinds of slabs on top of one another. I have a stupid floating goes in between. Right, where are we here? Top of the window. I'm debating, do I represent that overhang decorative part by having stairs stick out from here? Look kind of weird. Or skip it and then go with this thing I was doing all the way along, and I might just go with the inverted stairs I had before. One act. Down, yep, down. Higher on this part of the building. I can get away with. Oh. Of course, the wrong direction. One time, I want the stairs temporary. One time, they insist on going. And there's my little corner I was there. Yeah, no concerns. I totally can understand, Peregrine, that you wouldn't have known, and so that's part of why I didn't want to say anything. It's just I'm not even really sure how to take that. And I'm also feeling very lucky that we didn't have to worry about like the pneumonia is something they're slowly recovering from, and so rather than being in a hospital that's 3 hours away from home because they live in rural Prairie Province, Saskatchewan, it means that able now to have been transferred to a hospital that's only about 45 minutes to an hour away, depending on your traffic. That's not too bad. But so things can get better. No guarantees that they will get better, but I really always hope that. And okay, here we are. So yes. Mushrooms time, right? I think, maybe, kind of, sort of. I will show you the as we head towards the end of the stream. Grab the mushrooms and get that corner out of the road. One is mushroom. Because I'm looking for depth that I just don't have, I'm gonna mushroom. And climb. Side. Show you real quick what is the next big challenge in terms of around the end of this. And if I do this a lot, I go not. I went up too high. Right height would be there. Yeah. Higher. That. Possibly with this top, I think. Work on that one later. But anyways, okay, so. Standing on the roof. Skippy. Also where F4 comes in handy. Alright. You can see that we built some more of this place. It's slowly growing. Last piece I'll show you just before we go, because I know that I need to jump into Discord. Back no. Property. New picture time. So, next up, challenge-wise, is that one. So this is going to be a little bit of fun to try and figure out how to get that window. Because depending on how the evens and odds work out, that it may end up being the right number of windows, or I may have to fudge it and go an even number rather than an odd number. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. And we'll all be in a better mood, but I'm tomorrow's major plan is to go down this hole. You can see where it's nice and black. And I'm trying not to go through things because I don't believe in X-ray. I'm not going to go flying in here. Ooh, glow squid. That's good because I don't have any glow squid yet. But anyway, so we've got some hole and yeah. Okay, I didn't know that was there. Oh, you discover things every day. Looks like chance may have myself a little more fun than I originally. Oof. Either that or that's just one really, really janky. Oh, nope. It is what I thought it was. Okay. Well, I guess technically one could say it's sort of everything's that way. But yeah, so it looks like we might have ourselves a mine shaft to explore. Skippy, skippy! Sarcasm intended. Mine shafts are really unwelcome in my world. That's okay. Alright, so let me get us 40. Covering more than I wanted. Up and out, please. Up. Good. Up and out. More cheaty stuff. Whoops. I just realized I'm this. Yeah. See, flying's ruined me. Not flying has even ruined me further. Alright. So, let's get ourselves squared away with our friends in Discord for today and see where Stormy, I believe, no, actually it's not Stormy, it's, I remember to put up the schedule. It is Stormy. Yay! Sometimes I raid into Stormy, usually I do, so I just assumed that's what it was going to be, but then I'm not used to finishing up the stream, which is what I'm going to do tomorrow. So my brain was kind of going, therefore it can't be Stormy today, which, yeah, it didn't work. But in any case, let's see if we've got her in the chat, and I will say hello and all that jazz. Oh, perfect. All right, so let's see if I can go not and. Good evening. Do I have a Stormy bot? Oh, I see you chit-chatting, Stormy, but it's not actually hearing anything yet.
I'm here.
Ah, welcome. Welcome, welcome. So, let's hope we can pass a group on to a much cheerier stream and that everybody will enjoy.
Cheerier stream.
Yeah, we just had a couple of little people saying stuff at the end that got me onto a side tangent that wasn't exactly the world's most rainbow conversation. But all that to say, church building is coming along, and I'm suspecting that you're probably not building a church building, so it'll definitely be a lovely piece of variety between the two streets.
Yeah, I'm not building a church.
So, yeah. In any case, do you need me to dither her another couple of minutes, which I can do, or would you like me to collect up the chicks and send them on over?
You can go ahead and send them over.
Alrighty. So, let's just see if I can do this in an easy format. Yes, excellent. So, I wanted to say thank you to everybody. We've had some great people popping in. Now, I'm switching over to the end screen just so that we can play with the credits. It's like Romper Room and Friends, where I can say thank you to everybody that dropped by. Where am I here? There we go. So I'm just going to quickly say goodbye to everybody, and we are. Let's see, we've got Forecount and Thunder and so on, and so we had a good bunch of people chatting. Thanks especially to our moderators, Zert, Fantastic Sherlock Fox, and Benson. And then we had some great stickers and creative reminding me to eat and stuff from CJ, so double shout out there. Yeah. So, if I missed saying your name, rather than calling out everybody, since we have a longer list than usual, I will just say thank you so much and pass you over to Stormy. So please be kind to her. I will join you shortly. Have yourselves a great evening. Enjoy the rest of the train. I will see you tomorrow.
Have a good evening, Del.
You too, Stormies.
Transfer complete.